list.
Okay.
I can go first if.
Sure, go ahead.
So what the project that I thought of was actually an Earth Day project. Let me pull my picture up. But basically, we're talking about flowers in our class. Well, we were supposed to talk, but COVID, that's fine. We're talking about flowers, and we're doing a bunch of different crafts with flowers, and I wanted to do something more hands-on as the teacher that I am. So we're doing taking seeds home, and we're making flower bombs, which is basically these little bombs, and it's paper that you blend up into the blender with water, and then you put the seeds in, and then you pat it, and then it dries and it makes a little ball, and then all you literally do is you can just chuck it into the yard, and then hopefully it grows. With that, I wanted to have all of the kids make their own flower bombs. So with whatever color paper they want. The seeds that I would pick are probably wildflowers because they have the best chance of growing in any type of condition, no matter what kind of soil the kids have at home. Make the flower bombs and then send them home. And with that comes a little booklet of my flower, and it talks about the instructions on how to grow the flower, obviously, on the first page, and the second page will all be about making descriptions and showing what is happening throughout the growing process to see if the flowers actually do start growing or not. And then they can, every 2 weeks, we'll have them come back and see if their flowers are growing or not and see the progress that each flower has made. And with that, I would read The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle to kind of get them introduced to that topic, and hopefully it turns out great. The end.
That's so cute.
It's cute.
Yeah.
So the home connection project that I will do, I have 2 backpacks. Each backpack has a journal, pack of markers, 2 stuffed animals, an Insta, I think it's an Insta camera where the little pictures come out the top, and an extra pack of film that gets sent home with the families. Inside is a binder with the instructions, and each parent can sign their child up for whichever weekend or 3 days during the week that they choose. What they do is they go on an adventure with the stuffed animal that is in their bag. Each classroom has their own. There's Buzz the bee, and we have Carly the caterpillar. We encourage the parents to read books with the stuffed animal and their child. We encourage them to go outside and play, to do activities. And then we have them help their child glue or tape the pictures inside of the journal, have the child write or draw what they did. Parents can write underneath the child's writing to explain what they did. And then what happens is they bring the bag back and they are able to turn it in, and then another family will check it out, and then they just add into the next set of pages. And that helps us to kind of see inside of their home and make the connection from home to school. And that's something that we used to do, and we are so very excited that COVID we know is not completely gone, but we have now been able to release some of the restrictions that we've had at our school and start the home connections again.
Yeah, I liked both of your guys' ideas. I thought they were very creative. Something that like we're doing in my school is we're reading Dog Days, and it's just about like the kid in it is about like being responsible and like to always follow your dreams. And we're reading it as a school, and something that like the parents could like take home and do with their kids is actually a STEM activity where they can make a skateboard, because the main character in it, he's always like on his skateboard, and then there's like a scene in it where he's actually like looking for the dog. So it could be like a fun activity that the kids could do at home with their parents, and they would just need, we've been collecting, cereal boxes, toilet paper rolls, and then paper towel rolls, and even like milk juice lids, empty cans, water bottles, and then just like scissors, markers, and glues, and kind of like make it their own STEM activity.
Sure. So we've been talking about gardening at school, and for my homeschool connection, I would extend their learning at home. I would send a Ziploc baggie with stuff related to gardening, and then children can share their learning with their parents that, oh, I know we need water for the seed to grow. I know we need sun for the seed to grow. So the children can take their learning to home. And for this activity, I will send a Ziploc baggie, a greenhouse bag that children will make at school. They'll use a Ziploc bag, a garden house kind of printable picture attached to it. They'll label it with their names, decorate it however they want it. That greenhouse bag, a lima bean, and a paper towel. And with the full instruction for the parent that fold the paper towel, get it damp in the water, put that in the Ziploc bag, put the beans on top of the paper towels and seal the bag up. And once they put it in the sun, the children at home can see the beans growing, the sprouting and everything that goes under the soil, the whole process that goes under the soil when the seed goes into a plant. As we've been talking a lot about that process at school. So they can all make connections between what they did at school and what they're seeing at home. It's the gardening, they're learning, they'll deep dig into the gardening with their parents as well. And for their book, I would ask parents to read Plant a Tiny Seed by Krystle Matheson. It's a very interactive book that would engage the child and the parent. The child has to touch the book. They have to wiggle their fingers. It's a beautiful collage and watercolor art book that children would enjoy reading and viewing with their parents. So that's my homeschool connection activity. Thank you.
I have one. So right now we're doing bug studies in my room, and it is all the rage, especially with the April showers that bring the Mayflowers in our garden. So we're seeing a lot of washed up worms. Well, primarily I have boys in my class and they want to touch the worms. They want to bring the worms inside. So we've been measuring. We've been doing so much with worms. It's fascinating to them. And, that's great for their creative thinking and to build their measuring skills with math. So what I would do in my bag would be the Wonderful Worms book. It helps tie in the April rains. There'd be a little bug catcher and a bin for the worm, a magnifying glass, pink or red pipe cleaner so they can make their own like replica of a worm, and a ruler or a measuring tape to measure the worm that they find. And maybe just a little thing where they can measure a few of them. And then I'd ask the parents to take a picture and send it through Learning Genie, since that's the media that we use.
So I'm going to hop on that insect train because my class is also doing insects at the moment. We've been doing insects for a week. So just like you, Krystle, I have so many boys in my class and they want to get down and dirty with bugs. And I'm like, so one thing that I thought of is, scavenger hunts. Like, the weather's been getting nicer outside. I feel like we're every day getting a little bit closer to summer. So I thought that, kids could do bug scavenger hunts with their parents. They can go outside, they can look for different types of bugs, and then they could go inside, journal about it. This helps with fine motor skills, literacy is tied into there as well. It also gives them just like that family one-on-one time. I'm not sure parents would be too thrilled to, be digging for bugs, but hey, one-on-one time with your child. And also another one that I thought of just now, actually, because we actually did this in my class. We were doing the life cycle of a butterfly. So just basically like what comes first, what comes second, sequencing. And then the book that would tie along with that would be The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carr, which I mean, we all know and love. So those would be two take home things that I could think of.
I love Eric Carl.
Okay, guys. So I love that. So my class is actually getting ready to start a bug unit. So the activity that I would do would be based around the book, The Ants Go Marching, because my kids actually love the song when I put it on YouTube, and they want me to, every day they want to hear the ants go marching anyway. So that's what sparked my interest as far as with the bugs also for them, with the insects for them. But we definitely do the song all the time. But what the activity would be, I was sent home in a bag, kind of like the one that Tessa was talking about. I would be including magnifying glasses, a bug catcher, a book, a copy of The Ants Go Marching for the parents to read it. And the parents and the children will go outside and they will look for ants. And then while they're out there, I'd ask the parents to take pictures of the kids exploring and looking for the ants. And then if they caught some ants, they would put them in the bug catcher, and then they could bring them back to school along with the pictures of them. And the parents could send me the pictures, email me the pictures. And when the kids get back to school, I could print the pictures out and we could sit down and discuss, where they were looking with the bugs, looking for the bugs. And, they could tell me, what they saw the ants doing, if the ants were carrying food, if they were just running around, if the ground, tell me about the environment that they found them in. Was the ground wet? Was the ground dry? And just get them to use and position, words to say, well, I saw an ant, maybe an ant was on a piece of bread or it was carrying an apple or something. Just get them to be more descriptive and use their vocabulary to describe what they saw the ants doing.
Guys, thank you. I like the idea of having them giving us what they did. Like for my activity, I could ask parents to have children write the journal as their seed is growing. Not write, maybe draw that their seeds were tiny and then it sprouted and it went bigger. And as and when they see progress in their seed. So that's a great idea. Then they can bring it back to school and share with the whole class. This is how my seed grew. And thank you for great idea.